sasa nitakuwa nasema ukweli kwa sababu hizo area zote nazielewa. Shargairo huko mahali inaitwa Bodhai. Hizo ni area zote ambazo tunahitaji mara kwa mara kufika huko. Siku ya leo tuko na bahati kwa sababu timu hii ambayo mnaona mbele yenu ni timu ambaye imekuwa commissioned na president on Thursday last week. Na pamoja na sisi pia tulikuwa na regional commissioner. And let me say that the regional commissioner will also be here with us today. Ni vile tu amechelewa mahali, atakuja kufunga hii seminar kwa sababu hii kitu ni yetu wote, tunataka kujumuika. And major agenda today is nothing new. It is service delivery. Service delivery to mwananchi. Service delivery to the client. Because this is a legitimate government that was erected on a platform of working to meet the needs and the desirables of the community. His Excellency the President has his 4 big agendas, and you know that housing, infrastructure, and health, and food reliance. These are some of the agendas that we need to ensure that the community is acquires. We are saying this because a society that has no food, a society that remains without food, is a society that is ailing. In fact, there is somebody who wrote that once you are hungry, then you must be angry. You must be angry. You can't be smiling when you are hungry. And then we also know that a healthy nation is a wealthy nation. In this point of time, when we have COVID-19, because this is our core area, we want to ensure that even if the economy is dwindling, even if the economy is not going as our expectations, our cardinal duty is to ensure that human resource is taken care of. Because the economy can dwindle, but we can revive. But when the population of this country is no more, or when it dies, even those who are supposed to elect our leaders so that the government becomes legitimate, we will have a problem. So it is the desire of the government, the national government, the county government, and all stakeholders, all partners, to come together to ensure that COVID-19 is addressed properly, and we ensure that COVID-19 is addressed as per the health ministry protocols. The health ministry protocols are very simple, they are very clear, that we shall ensure that cleanliness is maintained. We ensure that washing hands after every 20 seconds or 20 minutes, so that you regularly remove the pathogens, the germs that are affecting, are leading to the disease spread. Number 2, social distancing. And I'm happy the convenience of this meeting. I observed that very well. So that we social distance ourselves, so that no spread of disease is going to be encountered in such a meeting. Fumigation, public health. You ensure that all social gatherings, may they be in the public domain, the bars, may they be in markets, may they be in the livestock market. We ensure that the fumigation is done and to ensure that the spread is reduced. You all know that we have even gone to an extent of ensuring that we cross for the first time the mosques and the churches. And you know, those are the areas that we come close to our God. We are able to rise with God. We are able to talk to our God, to whisper to our God about our needs and aspirations through prayer. And this has also been reduced to minimum balance, so that maybe the people who are supposed to lead in the prayers can do that within a very small group, so that no spread is going to be realized. Even the movements of vehicles, you have seen buses are no longer, and it is very, very, very serious that the buses that are supposed to come from all the way to Mandera, to Garissa, to Nairobi, and back, they are no longer on the road. This is how serious we can have. We have regular tracking of our trucks, the drivers that come with their vehicles. Every day we have the monitoring, we have the screening, and very recently we started the testings for all the drivers that come with their escorts or their conductors. The purpose of this is to ensure that we avoid the spread. And where we identify that one problem, one person is positive, we go ahead to ensure that even the tracing back of those people who might have come into contact with the person who is positive is clearly traced, and the issue is addressed, including the quarantine centers, including the areas where we are supposed to do the testing of the COVID-19 pandemic. Remember, this is a government strategy to ensure that it has even been declared a national disaster, a national pandemic. This is how serious it is. And today, if I'm not wrong, the president will make a statement today, just to ensure that the COVID-19, what number we have, the positive number we have, the number of people that have died, the testings that have been done together are going to be clearly stated, so that the nation can know where we are, what strategies we are putting in place, and what is required of every individual. The movements of people. You realize that even some of the government workers, sorry to say, have been in their workplace for 3 months without even going home. And the purpose being, we do not want an officer to go home and take the disease to the wife and children or to the parents. That will be very, very bad. It will be very bad. Hata afadhali uumie huko kwa kazi, uumie kabisa mpaka when the conditions of the pandemic are controlled. So I don't want to talk about so much, but in a strategy to try and face this pandemic, the government has come up with a strategy. And this is the strategy of hygiene project Kazi Mtaani. Na hiyo ilianza with phase 1 that was identified. I think it was 8 counties were given as pilot program. In Northeastern, we happen to have selected Mandera. So that is where Kazi Mtaani project was a pilot program, and it did very well. We want to identify wale ambao wameathirika zaidi katika jamii. We have what we call social protection strategy. We look at some of the people that have been affected as a result of the COVID. because there were losses of jobs to such an extent that relief food had to be brought to the community. But what do we do with the people that expected to go for a job, casual labor, and some of this manual work? The government is coming to intervene by providing some money to the community so that some of those people who have been seriously affected and they have very low income, the per capita income. Per capita income is calculated by the number of people and the amount of money that we receive or we get as a result of the taxation. So those people with very, very low per capita income are the people that we want to cushion so that they don't go to the extreme. So those people who are disabled, those people who have some disease, and we would want to cushion, one, by relief food, and two, by providing some amount of money, food for work, for example, so that they are able to maintain their families. So this is the purpose of this training. And you people are very important stakeholders. Why? Because you chiefs and these DOs and the assistant chief and you Bakumi, you are the people who are going to help us to identify the people who are so vulnerable in the community. The people, how they are spread. Because you have said that those people you are going to select are the people who are very, very poor and they are willing to work. Because again, you cannot give somebody who is not willing. So the person who is going to be selected must have the passion to work. Because this is food for work. That is number one. Number two, this is a person who has not been benefiting from other government strategies. Tuko na government strategies kama gani? Inua jamii, good. Ingine? Yes? Ya OVCs. Yote inua jamii, si ndio? Lakini nataka to spread out. Ni gani ingine? Yes? Cash transfer, very good. The elders. But here, this time around, we don't want to go to the extreme of 70 and above. Here, we want to be very, very specific. Because it is food for work, it is meant for people who can work. One, people who are going to work are people between 18 years and 35. Youth. Between 18 years and 35. And these are the people who are willing to work. They have the passion for work. And these are people who are not benefiting from any other support program. We also want to ensure that whoever is going to be selected this program is going to be done in a very homogeneous strategy. Homogeneous in the sense that if we select one person in this household, we shall not get a brother to that person. We shall ensure that in every household, we pick one. Why are we doing this? Because we do not want to concentrate on one family at the expense of other families. That is why I'm saying we must be homogeneous in nature, so that those vulnerable families can be cushioned against the disease. There are other people who are also sick, but they are capable of working. You know, these are the people, if let alone, for example, people who may be HIV positive, PIROAS, people who, if they are not provided with something, chances of them moving out to look for food and spreading the disease, which is COVID, and even more other diseases, like HIV. So that is why it is very, very important that we identify the most vulnerable, the disabled, the people, the young, and those people who we are going to ensure that they really need the cushioning. The amount of money that we give is not money, it's not a lot. It's little money. In fact, it's money that not many people would do, but we are saying it is money that is good enough. It is money that is going to be allowed for 455. Yes, 455 per day. And it is money that is going to be for 11 days per month. How many months? 6.5. We are saying this because we don't want to crash with employment strategies and with employment labor rules. We don't want to go to that extent. You know, there are people who will say, you recruited us for 6 months, you are supposed to confirm us in permanent and pensionable terms. We do not want that. This is social protection. It is not employment per se. It is cushioning the vulnerable. And the way we are going to succeed in this will depend whether we can expand this program to phase 3, if it is going to succeed. So the chiefs and the assistant chief and the elders, the Nyumba Kumi, you people should help us to identify the most vulnerable, the most needy. And these people are going to test. They are going to be a litmus test to tell us whether they have benefited from this program or not. Number 2, it is going to be a program of a person who must be followed, because money should not come through me or through the chief or through the DC. It is going to be money that is going to be paid directly to them. And therefore, these are people who are supposed to have a mobile phone number, a phone that can be is registered in their name, so that the name does not contradict with what is registered with the Safaricom, because Safaricom line is what is going to be used to pay. Number 3, we also need to check, because this is what the government would need to do what we call value for money. It is not money that we are just giving out. It's value for money. So the amount of work done. They normally say we must be in a position to quantify what work is being done. You quantify the work. They say that work done must be quantified. It must be quantified. So we must look at what was the prior. What did they, if we want to have Malaga tree cutting, how was the bush before anything was done to it? Then we must also see the people that we are recruiting doing the cutting of the Malaga. So the program must be seen. We must look at what we call documental evidence of what is happening. It is you who have been identified to do the job. Can we see you cutting the tree, cutting the Malaga tree? Then, once you are through with the work, we must also take another photo to show after the Malaga tree has been cut, how does it look like? How does the area look like? So, can you see? Documental evidence. It means that that person who is doing the job or whoever is going to supervise must have a smartphone, so that you are able to identify the prior, during, and after. You people are not new to this, because with the NIMS registration, with the what? The census, and the huduma number, you people, the kazi kwa vijana, you people have become experts. You have become connoisseurs these days. You are expert. You know what the government, and you know how the government can trust us. Once the Gulf fraternity is entrusted with something, yeah, you know what is expected, the standards that is expected from us. And we are saying we are not going to do it alone. We have the county government, we have the ward administrators, we have other partners who are going to work with us as a team. Why we are saying this? Because if it comes to Malaga cutting, we shall have we may not have the lorries to collect those trees and then to go take them to the dump site. So we shall require the what? The county secretary to instruct his officers, those who are related to environment and those who are related to garbage collection, to help us with the officers and to help us with the lorry to take all that trash to the dump site. That is very important. If it is environment, we must identify areas that are bushy. They want to be cleared, and maybe they want to be planted with trees. We must be in a position to talk to liars with the forester and those other people who are concerned with the environment, so that we are able to dig holes, so that we are able to provide water, because again, planting trees is one thing, and watering them so that they grow is another. So we must ensure that this project is not going to be a dying project. It's going to be a project that is going to be living, and it will have results. We want to ensure we have results-based management. That is very, very important. If we want to deal with the road, that is why we need Kera and Kura, so that we are able to identify the roads that are there. We see how roads are. We ask them where we can get the material for construction, and maybe where we can get those lorries that can transport those material to our area, and then the workers can help to do the manual work. That is a very important task in our community. Community needs us, and the community they must be our supervisors, so that they are able to say that a lot of work has been done, because they are going to monitor what projects they are doing. It is my desirable feeling that the results will be welcomed by the community and the society. I do not want to talk so much, because training has been done to all these officers, but I wish that they can also chip in something, so that this is going to be holistic in nature, and that all of us are a part of the whole. All of us are a part of the whole. We want to ensure that this is teamwork, this is going to be result-based, and we shall ensure that everything goes as per the presidential directive. Because all of us are foot soldiers of His Excellency the President, and we must deliver. We must ensure that what we are doing with the specifications that we have been given attains the desired results. With those few remarks, thank you so much. God bless.
Thank you, Bana DCC. Waziri wa Lands Garissa County, Mr. Abdul Omar. The County Commissioner, Mr. Meru Michael Mange. Shale, and the rest of the team who are here, and the provincial administration officers from the ACC to the chiefs to the assistant chiefs. We are pleased to be here this morning for the issue of the sensitization and rollout of National Hygiene Program Phase 2. In this program, Garissa County was privileged. Even in the past county government, there was this program called Ugatuzi. It has got a lot of good things it has done, but there were also a lot of hiccups because of the implementation, and the policy had a problem. In our county government right now, in this regime, Bana Commissioner, we had what we call Kazi Mtaani. It looks like we woke up very early. That even before the president could know this, the county had these plans. It was called Kazi Mtaani. And we have a lot of potential benefiters of this program. The only problem we had with this program is that it was more of a safety economic network. It was targeting between people of 18 years to 65 years. And if you look at it, you will see that most of the people we have captured in that program were above 50 years. And now doing that work ya kukata madenge, kusafisha mtaani, ilikuwa shida kidogo. Hii policy, Bana Commissioner, ilikuwa imepitia through the county assembly. And we have the list. Na sio watu wachache. We are pleased that hii program sasa tutakuja kupartner with the national government. Tuangalie kwa hiyo list wale vijana maybe below that years kwa hiyo program, tuweke pamoja na hii ya kazi nini inahitaji national hygiene program, Kazi Mtaani, and then we start cleaning our towns. In Garissa County, we only have about I think 2 type of wastes. Hapa tuna industrial waste ile kubwa ile ambayo inaleta madhara. The waste we have in Garissa County is domestic waste, ile tu mambo ya vegetables, hii vitu ndogo ndogo za nini, it's called domestic waste. Ile vitu imetoka kwa kitchen, zingine tu ya matumizi ya mtu kutupwa hapa na pale. Na ile nyingine is the overgrowth of unwanted forests, tunaitwa madhenge. Sasa hata ukijaribu kuingia kupenya kwa manyata hivi, kwa kama unataka kuingia na gari yako, hata imekuwa ngumu kuingia kupenya. Kila mahali unaona kuna thick overgrown forest ya madhenge. We have a municipality here, Garissa municipality, headed by the CEC and the CEO, Mr. Shale. It's a whole board. And then we have Masalani Town Administration, ambayo ni kama municipality pia, sio town kidogo. Na ukienda Masalani, hata jana nilikuwa na complain, watu wanasema madhenge imejaa kila mahali. Hii madhenge tunataka kukata, tuhakikishe tumetengeneza barabara zetu. Ile data ambayo nyingine tunazokuwa naye ambayo sasa ni very hazardous ni ile mambo ya quarantine facilities hapa TB Manyata. Ile watu ambao sasa wamekaa huko kama patients wana generate waste. Mwingine anakunywa maziwa, hiyo takataka yao ile wameshikeshika hizo makaratasi, madawa zao, vile ku dispose at this time of COVID is also very important. Lakini hiyo itahandoliwa na watu wa health. Kuna incinerators, iko namna tuna handle na tunachoma. Bana County Commissioner, hapo kwa TB Manyata ilikuwa facility zamani ya TB. Na siku hizi TB management yake imekuwa rahisi, mtu anaweza kuchukua dawa akiwa nyumbani. Lakini zamani mtu alikuwa anawekwa kwa quarantine. Vile sasa tunaweka watu wa COVID. Unachukua shindano leo, unakuwa managed. Unalala huko, kuna wards ya watu wakubwa, wanawake na wanaume, na kuna wards ya watoto. The same thing has now came back again in terms of COVID. Tumetenga kitanda 300 of them. I think within the next 3 weeks they will be ready. Tuna renovate ile halls zamani yote ya TB Manyata. Na tunatengeneza prefabs ambayo inaweza shika kitanda 300. Tuhakikishe kwamba tuko imara kwa mambo ya kupigana na mambo ya COVID. And I think within the next 3 or 4 weeks governor atakuja kufungua hiyo facility. Already the work has started. Na tutahakikisha tunapigana na hiyo ugonjwa. Ile mambo mengine ambaye County Commissioner ameongea juu yake ni mambo ya President kupeana leo directive mpya. Mwezi imeisha. Hii maneno ya curfew na nini, lakini vile mimi naona hata jana the new cases ilikuwa 309. Unaona hiyo curfew imeanza kupanda juu kabisa. Na inakaa that even the death rates has even gone up. Ilikuwa 160 jana. 160 sio watu wachache. Na bana commissioner hii town yetu, what's happening for the last maybe 2 weeks, there's a lot of deaths kwa manyumbani. Unaona tu mtu amekufa ghafla. Kama I think on Tuesday night tulihesabu kifo 11 kwa hii town. Na most of them ni watu ambao wako na predisposing factors. Wengine wako na pressure, wengine ni wazee wa enzi, na wakina what do call watu ambao wamezeeka, wengine wako na pressure, walikuwa na other factors. Lakini ukiangalia wengi hawakufa kwa hospitali, wanakufa kwa manyumbani. And I think lazima tuinue masikio yetu, tuangalie vizuri vile tunaweza angalia, because ni mzuri hata tu test mtu kama amekufa leo, hata kama ni kuchukua sample yake tuone what was the is it the COVID, because hizi kila kitu, hata kama mtu ako na malaria, kitu ya kwanza madaktari wanapima ni mambo ya COVID. Wiki yote mambo ya death ilikuwa ni nyingi. Mambo ya shule vile CS Education jana amesema kwamba kabla shule haijafunguliwa labda September. Kwa hiyo mambo ya miradi yao wanasema watakuja kufungua September kama itawezekana. Kabla hiyo wanasema lazima tupime walimu wote. Na hiyo itakuja kuleta issue tena, because mimi naona kama 20% ya walimu kama watapatikana na COVID, itakuwa mambo mengine. Because hata saa hizi tukaanza kutembea ndani hii town tufanye mass testing ya COVID, mimi naona watu wengi watakuwa labda tuko na hii inaitwa uko na ugonjwa lakini haionekani kwa uso. Huna kwa kama uko mgonjwa, unakaa tu uko na afya lakini kwa damu yako hiyo ugonjwa iko. Hii program ya hygiene ililetwa na mambo ya COVID, because hii ugonjwa lazima tukue na cleanliness, lazima kila mtu aangalie environment yake. In the program hii president amesema watu waweze kufanya mambo ya cleanliness kwa manyumbani, na sisi tunakaribisha kama county. I hope we are going to sit with the county commissioner for the implementation of this program properly. I have not known the number yet, how many we are supposed to recruit, but I'm sure with the operation manual tukisoma tutajua kila county itapata ngapi. Kwa hivyo hii program tunakaribisha kama administrators na leaders ya hii county, na tunapongeza
Mwangi Meru, the deputy municipality manager, the county secretary, all chiefs, ACCs. Good morning. My name is Abdi. Much has been said by the county commissioner and the county secretary, and I think they have summarized it. My only plea is when such program comes, it's done with a lot of expectation, it's done with a lot of hypeness. I only want to ask the county commissioner, kindly, could you prudently guide us on the implementation? Because looking at the manual now, very quickly in the last few minutes, I've seen the number of implementation stages or committees at the national level and the county level. Then, one very quick question: is this only meant for the municipalities, or we have that flexibility where we can extend a hand to the other sub-counties? That has been a question which has been lingering, and people actually have been asking us quite a number of times, because this was seen in the TV, they have seen it in the newspapers. So people are eager. Our other sub-counties, Mudugase, Balambala, Dadaab, Uhulugo, Fafi, are we in a position to possibly give a few of what we are getting and spread to the other sub-counties? That was just a question that I wanted to pose to you. But as a ministry, I think we are a big stakeholder, and we'll be very happy if we straight away try and see how we can scale down this to the communities so that beneficiaries can be identified and work is done. As a department, as a municipality, as a CEC, we're actually saying we're very happy and we're very committed to seeing that this program is a success. But that small question is possibly what I'll ask the commissioner to clarify. Thank you very much.
Welcome. I think I'll be brief. We said that this is a Garissa issue, county, and county is just an umbrella. Our pillars are the sub-counties, isn't it? We have 7 of them. I am in consultation with the governor and with the senator, and through them we shall have these officers within the team that is going to come up with a modality. And you can rest assured that we are going to include some of these sub-county headquarters, because maybe there were issues that were not clearly understood by those people who are strategizing on coming up with the informal settlements. Otherwise, we feel that every headquarter has at least 1 or 2 informal settlements. Could they, either whether it is Ragdera, Modogash, Ijara. I did not even know that Ijara was a town, a very big town. The only thing that I knew is that it was the first district to be carved out of Garissa, and therefore it must be a very big and important township to fail to consider at our level. So we are going to put that into consideration, and the figure that we have, we are going to write to the PS asking him that we need to review our informal settlement so that we embrace whatever you have just asked. Thank you. God bless.
Mr. Muli, KICC last week on the National Hygiene Program. And as the County Commissioner said, this is a program resulting from a presidential directive to cushion Kenyans on the effects of COVID-19. Now, I think this program was designed in a way that it can serve as a social protection purpose, and at the same time provide some essential services at the village level. The government, in its own wisdom, has found that the best recruitment and monitoring apparatus that should play a key role is the Ngao machinery, because of its field presence and effectiveness in terms of engagement on similar activities in the past. And I think when His Excellency the President presided over the National Hygiene Program launch in Nairobi, he emphasized that this program was designed out of some lessons that were learned out of Kazi Vijana program. You very well know that the President then was the Deputy Prime Minister and under the Kazi Vijana program, and he really emphasized that that program had issues, and through the Presidential Delivery Unit, now they have designed so that this program can be app-based, so that the registration of the casuals or the laborers or the youths who will be employed can be done through an app. Now, what that means is that there will be engagement of supervisors. The supervisors must have an Android-based phone, simu ambayo inaweza beba application, and they said they will be able to provide the link to the app by the end of the week. Now that requires that whoever will be brought on board as a supervisor is somebody who is able to at least do a little bit of IT, because registration of the particulars of the individual on the phone requires a little bit of little bit of knowledge. Now that is one. Two, we are required to do reporting on daily basis. We have printed the operational manuals, and probably maybe you can distribute it to the persons on maybe the county secretary, the CEC, and maybe the ACCs, because they are not enough. Now this manual captures everything. It captures the areas of work, whether it is solid waste management, whether it is environment, tree planting, disinfection. There are some fumigations that were done, I think, by the Department of Health sometimes back. Now, the reason why other government implementing agencies were brought on board is to help you as the chiefs, because you are the first line of contact with the casual laborers, to provide you with a work plan. For example, Muchoki is from Kera. Now, there are roads within, for example, Garissa sub-county that belong to Kera as per Kenya Roads Boards Act. Now, for example, Lam Road belongs to Kera. Now, if you go along Lam Road, you will find that there are a lot of bushes. Probably there are areas, and I had a discussion with him, because the PS, Urban Development, PS Hinga, was really emphasizing that if you could bring out innovative strategies at the local level, that this youth can help. At the Nairobi Metropolitan Services at the moment, in Nairobi, if you go to Nairobi, you will find that the chokoras are doing street beautification and cabro paving at Nairobi level. Now they were having a similar design at this level. So, for example, we have cobblestones. These marries that are usually brought from I think Matu. Now, if those cobblestones and other components can be brought, for example, by ourselves, and then the youth can help in designing of the same. Remember, the success or the extension of this project, they said this project is going to go on for 6.5 months. The extension of this project is dependent on the results that will be realized at the local level. So we had counties that benefited from phase 1, those ones that had the first COVID infections, for example, Mandera, Mombasa, Kilifi, Nairobi. Now they have extended it to all the other counties because the COVID pandemic, I think, has now traversed the whole country, and it is present everywhere. Now, the county commissioner has been entrusted, because His Excellency in the address, he said he will individually call the county commissioners, and he said you will send the photos of before, ongoing, and after. And then, you know, there is usually media nowadays. Vitu zimebadilika, kuna watu wako Twitter, there are many busy bodies who operate other social media forums, and he said if I hear something around that area, I know who to call. And he said, the county commissioner Baringo, I will call you. So it's an exercise whose success will also contribute to the success of the county commissioner. Now, as stakeholders, because we have been identified as stakeholders, the municipality, for example, once we agree on the level of sharing, will be beneficiary of the labor force emanating from the casual laborers. Now, he is supposed to oversee the recruitment, monitoring, and evaluation together with us. Now, there is a national implementation committee, there is a county implementation committee, and then we discussed with the county commissioner and the deputy that we also need to have a village level implementation committee. Now, at the county level, out of the stakeholders that they identified, but other than the municipality, the director housing, the county commissioner's office, we have found it that the office of the sub-county administrator is equally an important stakeholder. Maybe the other government agencies, Kura, Kera, Department of Youth, and then we had the Department of Environment, if we find it necessary, Kenya Forest Service, because we may need to do some tree planting. Who will give us the trees, the seedlings? Kenya Forest Service. Now, for us to come up with a work plan, at the county level, we will need to be fed by the village or the sub-location level work plans. And if you have been in Garissa for the last 3-4 months, the residents of Garissa are complaining over Madenge menace. The Madenge has consumed all the access roads at the location level. Now, that will mean, and because we are supposed to quantify the work, not a matter of saying, I think in the initial plan they gave us a very big number, but it has not been confirmed. Now, if, for example, Garissa is given 4,000 casual labor workers, let's say, and then a monitoring and evaluation team comes after 2 months, and then the only thing we can say is these guys were working, you know, we will be in trouble. The county implementation team will be in trouble. The county commissioner will be in trouble. So the best thing will be to quantify. So, for example, we decide that the areas that are on the west of this Lamu Road, for example, from here to Korkora, or from here to Jerirot, we decide, or we decide and we zone it, and we say from this area to this area, because every 15 casual laborers are supposed to have a supervisor. Now, we can have an overall supervisor, and then we say from here to there, we have 15 zones headed by person X. And the supervisors are the following. And you know, these supervisors are supposed, there is a daily timesheet, and the timesheet is electronic. So, kama chief, ukileta mtu ambaye haelewi hata kuoperate simu na app. And these people are supposed to be paid after every 1 week. And they will be paid based on the report produced by the county commissioner. Alafu, you put 15 people under a supervisor mwenyewe haelewi ile kitu anafanya, then it will mean that you will have trouble with these 15 because they will miss being paid. 2, there are people who have problems with phone numbers. For example, my name is Abdi Shale. They will take a phone number registered with Muhammad Abdi. At Safaricom level, that may be rejected. That means wamelipa last week, next week wanataka kulipa wale wa next week. So ikishaenda, following up, and you know, it will require filling a lot of forms. And then there are these people who are in other programs. For example, through the county secretary, will provide the list of Ugatuzi. So we don't want somebody who has benefited through the Ugatuzi program of the county to be in this program. Somebody who is either in the other OVC programs, is recaptured again, because this program will be audited. And that, that duplication will always be brought to the fore. And then the other issue is complaint redress mechanism. Issues will always arise. There are people who are malicious, who will maliciously use social media. But then, at the onset, it's important that you put your criteria very clear. For example, we have said 1 person per household. Now we're using the Nyumba Kumi, the cluster. Now, if there are, let's say we have given, because the initial plan, maybe if we change, let's say we have given 15, the sub-location, for example, 150. These 150, if complaint will arise, should be justifiable in the eyes of the public. In that you're able to say every 3 households, you're able to pick X and Y. But if you start building names there, that the second name and the third name are similar, some of us will flag you. Because we have an understanding and we have structures within the community. So that we're able, the numbers are just too big. So it's just a matter of structuring in a way that you reduce complaints arising. And then supervisors being people who are able to at least, sio watu ambayo wafanyakazi watakuja saa 2, yeye atakuja saa 7 ama saa 6, ama utaanza kuvutana na supervisor instead of supervisor kuvutana na wafanyakazi. So it's really a program whose success at this level is dependent on our engagement, I think coordination and passion. Now I think the rest of the details will be done because we don't have the app at the moment. So although they had provided us some details in the manual, but I think at our level we will try to do the initial designing together with the county secretary and the county commissioner on producing the work plan at, for example, the municipality level and sub counties if the same is agreed to by this, the county commissioner. But mine is to really ask that we put our best foot forward to ensure the success of this program. Thank you very much.